Everyone. In this video, I will talk a little about the different strands of research that I undertook in the course of planning and writing this novel. Researching a novel is an exciting experience, not least because you never quite know where it's going to take you. I tend to start with a high-level plan of areas I know I'm going to need to research based on the plot outline that I've put together. So for the wax artist, I knew I needed to know about Edinburgh's geography and built environment circa 1800. I knew that I needed to know more about Madame Tussaud, and that because of my protagonist's French connection, I needed to brush up on the French Revolution and the Revolutionary Wars, particularly the brief peace of 1802 to 3 and French emigration to Britain in the 1790s. However, as I delved more into the detail of the characters and the plot, more and more strands of research were required, some big and in-depth and some small. So to give some examples of that, and without giving away too much about the plot, I have read up on everything from law enforcement in the city at the time, to divorce laws in England and Scotland, to the cost of rents and writing boxes. So it's definitely been varied. And of course, as I was writing this novel during the pandemic, with museums closed and travel banned for much of the time, I had to rely a great deal on books and online resources. Thankfully, the literature out there on the Georgian period is pretty vast and was supplemented by some great digital resources. For example, the Edinburgh World Heritage website and the National Library's online archive of old maps and town plans, which I have some to show you. Hopefully you can see that okay on camera. But as you can see, I quite literally printed these off and studied them, tracking my characters and movements around the different parts of the city. So these were the two that I used primarily during the story to reference where things were, what was in a place at a time. Because even in the short span of 200 years, even very old cities change enormously. That's one thing I've learned. I also made use of an old favourite of mine from my university days, which is something called JSTOR, which is an archive of journal articles. It is just a treasure trove of specialist information on all manner of topics, and it's been something that I have frequently relied on, not just for this book, but for other past research as well. I have to say, I really enjoy research to the point where sometimes I have to remind myself that I need to stop researching and start writing. It is very satisfying to delve into the past, to understand it as best you can, and then to use that knowledge to conjure it on the page. There is something quite magical about that, really. I strive for accuracy as far as possible, but I also accept that without having a time machine, I can't really know exactly what Edinburgh in 1803 was like. None of us can. So, whilst the research informs the story, it doesn't dictate to it. The end result is ultimately a product of my imagination. But it is very rewarding to bring history to life, or at least my version of it. Thank you so much for watching tonight. I do hope that you've enjoyed these insights into the book, and I really hope you enjoy reading it as much as I enjoyed writing it. So I just wanted to thank you all for your support. Bye.